All right, Las Vegas Raiders fans, here's how it lays out. For those of you who respond with one-liners on social media because you don't really understand intellectually how the Raiders deal is structured, how bonds are paid for, or how cities and counties raise money, I'm going to give you a quick lesson. And I'm going to cut to the chase with the latest bit of bad news coming out of Las Vegas and Carson City, Nevada. Here's the fact. The state of Nevada is getting hit by this coronavirus outbreak, and our response to it harder than all but a few other states. And here's the bad news out of Clark County. Clark County, Nevada has announced that it has projected a $1 billion budget deficit. $1 billion budget deficit. Now, what does that mean? Jeremy Aguillo of Applied Analysis, who also works for Las Vegas Stadium Authority, is out there crowing that they have another year's worth of revenue to pay down the bond issue. It's a 30-year bond issue. So what happens after that year? Guess what happens? It would try to dip into a general fund that is already not just a few dollars in deficit, but $1 billion in deficit. $1 billion. What does that spell? It spells default on the bond. That's what you're looking at. That's the scenario. That's the scenario. That's the scenario that stares everybody in the face right now. A $1 billion budget deficit. And Clark County is going to have to do some amazing and major budget cutting, because they won't have the money to continue to pay for a bond issue that was supposed to pay for itself from the hotel tax revenue. As I said way back in 2016, the hotel tax revenue at 88/100% was too low to realize an effective bond reserve to keep it going in case of trouble. It should have been at 1.4%. It wasn't. By contrast, the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority has a 3-to-1, 3 times revenue for every $1 of bond debt policy that also applies to the convention center expansion. But the bottom line is this: absent federal government bailout help, and I've said that before and I'll say that again, Clark County, Las Vegas, and the Raiders Stadium are in trouble. Do you understand? They are in financial trouble. And no, this would not have happened in the Bay Area. Why? Because that project was not reliant on a hotel tax, and it would have been able to gain revenue from sponsors, tech companies that are in better financial position than casino operators. So stop flaming, stop calling names, and deal with the truth. Because you know what? One way or another, you're going to have to, regardless of what I say or what you say about me. I'm giving you the cold water. That project's in trouble. Subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube.